Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. I call upon the spirit of the beast sleeping inside our people to awaken. I call for the spirit of warfare to come sit upon the south side. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. All of your tricks, all of your schemes, evil dreams, and all of your lies, all of your murdering my people in the scheme of things just seems to be buying us time. Time to prepare, and shake this irrational fear of you. Time for us to shave our hair to prepare for the final fight with you. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here. Murder is your pleasure, kill for less. A devil tester, evil jester, nigga blesser. Always running with the beast. Whenever you get around, bullets flying, people dying, baby crying. Hear the siren, all destruction must increase. Government cooperation and alignment. Your assignment is to murder all the people of originality. You are never to be trusted. So disgusting is your presence. Manchurian candidate will destroy new society. Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I plan to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you. Your destruction is my goal. I decided to let you know you are done here.
Yeah. Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? All those who are here and around. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Your presence is well appreciated. Absolutely. Mr. K Cell says, glad to see you doing you, my brother. We don't need any leaders for those of us who have good heart and the head on our shoulders, as well as being overstanding of all things happening around us. Exactly. K-Cell says, what's up, Tan Prince? Hope all is well. K-Cell says, I've been following you since the beginning. Much love, brother. Y'all. Always love, man. Always that. It's crazy how things go on, man. How, 1 minute people they follow you with the hype. As long as there's, some hype going on. But then as soon as the hype goes down, it's like they nowhere around. You know. I get it. It's cool. That's how things go. But we all know that when there is so-called entertainment and things to be exploited, people are gonna be there to be entertained and to exploit. This YouTube life is hard, man. It's really hard. It's not easy at all. When I had to let it go because I had some hard life stuff hitting me. It was messing me up, and then doing these videos, it was very hard because I had to edit them all myself. I was doing all the little animations myself. I was doing everything alone. And this was like every couple of days, and I still got to do my job. I still got to make my little money and stuff. Because unless you got 100,000, 200,000, 1,000,000 followers, you're not making any money. So this is all from my own pocket. It's all me. It's all me. But yeah, I wanted to hold on, let me see. Mr. K-Cell says, crazy how things change so fast, especially dealing with social media and artificial intelligence technology. The Most High is blessing you as you speak, my brother. Thank you for saying that, sir. I really need that. You got my attention. Hey, so long as you're around. As long as you're around, man. Time Prince says, I know what you mean. I've been doing the same with my channels. We did a show together before. I changed my name to Time Prince. From Tanya. So, yeah, I'm glad you're still around, man. I'm glad you're still around. Glad you're still around. I hope you're not going to be offended because, I'm going to talk about some man stuff in here because we got to get ourselves together if we're going to be anything out here. And our brother Kevin Sam was trying to get us together and get us to get on our junk. We need that. Sometimes we need leaders. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your support, Miss Tan Princess. She says she's here to support us. Yeah, thank you for that. She's a good woman right here. She's always been very respectful, very, classy. always on, very good. I like this woman. Mr. Black, Shalom, what's going on? But yeah, K-Cell says, my brother, if people can't handle the truth, they don't need to be here. Yeah, man. But at the same time, I love my people, man. I don't want them to be sad. Sometimes we grow up in a weird kind of way, and sometimes we don't understand. You know, I didn't necessarily grow up in the most manly of ways, and I had to learn that later on. So I kind of understand. I kind of get it. You know? So for those who can do the hard thing and be hard with people, I appreciate that because I need that hard talk sometimes. But for those of us who, not really there, I respect that too. Everybody has their lane, you know what I'm saying? So I know from my own personal life that I have experienced lots of horrible things. Growing up abused, growing up in, drug environment and, otherly type situations that you get flagged for talking about or saying on here. These things have happened in my life, and it kind of turns you into a hard individual, if you will. But I don't want to be hard. You still have to be pliable out here and receptive to those who are here to help your mission. You ever seen people that's so grisly and hard from the pains of life that you cannot even get to them, can't get to them. They in your face, but they're far away. They're just put away. Can't get to them. I don't want to be like that. That's how you miss your blessings, man. So the title is how a proper male disposition is vital to our ability to protect and make good choices. How are we gonna make good choices out here as black men? How are we gonna do that? You gotta look around. Look at the stuff we're doing out here. We have to look at the stuff we're doing out here. We get into fights with each other over emotional things, when if we used our logic, we never would have got into those fights. We probably would have just talked about it, thought about it, and was like, you know what, this is not worth fighting over. Let's do something else. Let's go talk about business, start a business, or become a partner or something. You see, we don't do that. Instead, we let petty issues cause gunfights, and people's lives are lost. How many of us are in the grave? How many of us are in the grave or in prison due to, us not having the proper ability to regulate our emotions? How many of us are affected by that? It's a great many of us that have met the grave. Okay, it's a great many. I'm sad to even say that. I'm sad to say it, but it's true. We need our fathers back. And I'm not saying, that, our personal fathers, because, I never had mine, and he died shortly after I met him for the first time in my life. I was well into my adulthood when I met my father. Okay? Well into it. I already had my kids. Me and my kids met my dad together. I'm just saying, now it is we who are the fathers. We are the elders. I may look, people say I look young, but I'm really not. You know, I've been around. We are the elders. We are the new people who should be taking over the jobs that our parents were doing and our grandparents were doing. Now we have to do that. It is our job to show this new generation the way. Now, is the new generation going to listen? Hell no. You might get 5 out of this new generation because they don't listen at all. At all. The ones you do get, they are well worn into their tiredness of their foolery. And that's the only way you're going to get them. You might get a couple of smart ones who learn from, the other people's mistakes, but those are rare. It's rare. It's rare that people learn from the mistakes of others these days. Like, how many times have we seen people go to child support court and lose everything? How many times have we seen dudes get raked over the coals in child support court? Yet, we always at the club, always chasing a skirt, chasing a BBL, always chasing. And you know how it's going to end. We know how it's going to end already, but we still doing that. For what? We know how it's going to end. You're chasing the skirt, you're chasing the BBL, you seen the girl, with all her kids and whatever the hell, no man around. That should let you know. Not saying single moms is horrible, but what man in his right mind gonna leave his fine woman with all them kids? Red flags. Okay? I've seen a lot of fine women with a couple of kids with them. In the store all the time alone. All the time alone. All the time. Every time you see him, like, damn, has there ever been a man with you? Has there ever been? Like, there's a couple of females that I see all the time in Walmart. They come at nighttime, sometimes in the evening. The man is never around with them, and they got one of the most banging bodies I've ever seen. I'm like, Lord, you got to be African. Got to be. I seen her when she had the little baby. Now the little baby is growing up, 3-4 years old. I'm like, I remember when you was a little baby. And your mama's still alone. What the hell? What man will leave that? As much as we chase the butt all the time, we be leaving it all the time. But for what? If we know the red flags that are showing long before you get to the physical, why even go there? Protection or none. You don't need to go there. Get that. Forget that, man. It's time we stop doing this idiot nonsense. Child support court is a scam. It is being discovered that the child support system pays the pensions for all the judges in the United States. So judges get their retirement from child support. K-Cell says, I agree. Help get this word out. He says, not sure how old you are, but I'm 43, on to be 44 this year. In social society terms, do you believe we are all from Africa? Nah. Yeah. I would say the whole we are not from Africa thing, we are indigenous thing, it's too late to say what we are now because we've been mixed with too many things. We too far confused. The white man done lied about everything. You can't even look at an ant and say it's an ant anymore. It might be a damn squirrel for all I know. The white man is just fooled with every damn thing. Look at the sun, it could be the moon. It might be a damn Krispy Kreme donut. I don't know. I don't know. I got no clue if I'm from Africa or not. But I do know this. Every time I go somewhere, I got some goofy Nigerians saying, "Oh, you are my brother. Sir, do you know you look like my brother? In Nigeria, in Lagos. You are looking like my uncle." I'm like, bro, I am not old enough to be your uncle. The crap? The hell are you talking about? But you are looking like my uncle. I know you. I know you are from the continent. You are from Africa. No, I am not from Africa. But you are my brother. All right, man. I'm your brother. I'm your brother, man. All right. Yes, we brothers. I look like a bunch of people to everybody, which is one of the reasons why I never changed my clothes. I got the same. I'm people who see my clothes, they think I wear the exact same outfit every day. No, I have a whole closet full of the same outfit. I'm Inspector Gadget. People don't know that. People have been to my house and looked in my closet. They see all my guns, and then they see all my outfits. Same outfit, same shirt. I was like, bro, are you insane? No. Are you insane? I save on clothes. You out here buying different clothes outfit every day. Hell wrong with you? But anyway, I got no clues. Yeah. Silverback 44. What's going on? He said, "What's up, brother? Share the wisdom." Yeah. K-Cell says exactly the answer I wanted to hear, man. Thank you, my brother. Been waiting for years to hear a response like that. Smart Money Chick TV, get the likes up. What's up, man? Smart Money Chick TV. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, I don't know where we're from. I have no clue. All I know is the people that we are today, okay, we came from somewhere. We know we do not necessarily look like the African people. You know, we have our own unique look, partially because we've been raped by, you know, the cave monkey, man, beast thing. And then partially because, you know, we already were looking unique before the cave beast monkey squirrel thing was raping on us or graping on us or whatever, however they want to say it. Okay. We look different. Got our own culture, you know. Well, I wouldn't call it a culture. I'll just say a devolvement because to call this junk that we live in a culture, that's kind of an insult. I wouldn't call the stuff we live as black people here a culture. Nah, that's kind of disgusting. So I wouldn't call, you know, celebrating death and murder of each other and harm of each other in songs a culture. Forget that. No, we're not going to celebrate that. We're not going to call that culture. So I don't know. But anyway, these things that we're doing out here as men, it's counterproductive and it's making us look like idiots because the trap is very obvious. It's extremely obvious. It's obvious. The trap has trap on it, which is kind of ironic because the drug house is called the trap house. And then you go up in there and you fool around and the DEA and all of these, you know, people with the guns bust up in there and then they send you to the jailhouse. Kind of ironic. Idiot nonsense. Stay out the trap house. Stop chasing the BBL. You're gonna end up in child support court. And no, our kids deserve better. It's time we stop traumatizing these kids. I am a traumatized kid. Okay? I grew up traumatized. I grew up with all kinds of horrible things happening to me because my mama was a teenager. Okay? I grew up with all kinds of just, ugh. You went through that? Yeah. You don't look like it? Okay, what the hell am I supposed to look like? I mean, you just get a freaking pen and wear it on my damn chest, the crap. These things that we need to get into is self-betterment. You know, when you're better, I was explaining to somebody, people be like, oh, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, why you always expecting me to be perfect? Because what am I supposed to do? Expect you to be freaking mediocre? This is the illusion of normalcy. Oh, normal things are not perfect. Normal things are just, you know, regular. You know, it's all right to be wrong all the time. It's all right to have no class. It's all right to not hold yourself to a high standard. Why? Because that means you won't have to hold anybody else to a high standard, and everybody can be a roach. Everybody can crawl around and look just, you know, junky as hell. I remember when there was a time when my mama would come to the school. She could have been off that day. My mama would have on some blue jeans and a t-shirt. If she was coming up to that school, guess what my mama did not do? She did not wear them blue jeans and no t-shirt. She curled her hair. You know, she did her hair, put her makeup on, put that red perfume on, put her nice jewelry and gold and all that stuff on. And then she walk up to that school looking like a mama. Looking like somebody that represent her kid. You understand? Why? Because that was the standard. You don't walk out to the house looking like anything. That's freaking disgusting. If you was a daddy, guess what you did? You was going to the school. What you do? You either had your work uniform on. You know what you do on your work uniform. What happened? If you work in a dirty place, guess what you did? You went home. You changed your clothes. You put on a nice, you know, suit pants. And once you're done, when you put on your suit pants, you put on your suit shirt and maybe a tie, or you just leave the shirt open. But you put you some nice cologne on, some dress shoes. You walk up to that school and you looking classy. This is what we did. Okay? There was no mediocrity. People think perfection is, you know, everything robotic and you just beep bop beep boop. No, that's not freaking perfection. Perfection is you working every day to make less and less mistakes and less errors. That's every day. If everybody did that, you don't think society would be better? Why you think the Caucasian had Tupac make that dumb song, Only God Can Judge Me? When in the book, it says that we're supposed to judge our brothers and sisters. Why? Because it keeps us in line. If I see my sister coming out to the house and I say, what the hell are you doing? She could be like, what? She already know what I'm looking at. She gonna walk right back in that house and take that junk off and put something else on. You understand? My sister? Hell no. My sister's like my baby. Okay? She's like my daughter. In a weird kind of way. Sometimes we raise our little brothers and sisters, and it be like that. So my little sister is like that. She's a sister to me, but she's kind of like a daughter too. You understand? So when I be like, hey, you post a picture on Facebook, I get in the comments, hey, who's this in the picture with you? Who's this dude? I need to know that. And I put the, when you raise your eyebrow in the picture, I'm like, okay, bet. As long as you know. She'd be like, oh, that's just my good friend. I was like, good friend, huh? All right, you better be a friend. I don't rock with my letting my sisters just be with anybody. That's how you get a bunch of effed up kids out here. Think about it. Think about it. There was a reason why we had, we call it cock blocking today. There was a reason why we did that. Everybody did not get to reproduce. Every man is not worthy of being a father. And that's the reason for the block. Now is, we support the my body, my choice bull crap. Why? Because you gonna get some dirtbag who gonna get to reproduce, and his dumb ass should not been freaking reproducing. Crap out of here, man. We got to get back to regulating. This is why I'm saying we need to get back to being men. This is what Kevin Sam was trying to get us to do. Throw you a freaking suit on. Throw you a tie on. Go lift some weights. I know I've been through some changes and I done lost too much weight. My kids getting at me. I've been through some junk. But I'm glad the Most High kept me and I'm on the rise. So we're gonna put that into the atmosphere. We're gonna speak that into existence. Okay? But throw you a suit on. Get you some nice cologne. Or some nice smell good. Okay? And just go somewhere. Just to be seen. That's what we used to do. We used to do that. Just go, walk around and be seen. We don't see dudes just randomly walking around in suits no more. We don't see that. We don't see dudes randomly just sitting in a public area looking good and smelling good, reading a book. Do we even read books anymore? Do we read? Do we know what is ABCs? I hate ABCs. I like, I read characters and, other languages. But, English is not my favorite language. Forget that. I know I'm speaking it right now, but when my kids will be around, you would think we was from somewhere. Because we don't be speaking English. Okay. But I would always after, I was done playing at church and whatever, and me and my kid's mom, we still got our stuff on, little babies, the dress stuff, whatever. We just go out, just be out, looking good. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody does it anymore. My uncle was just talking about that the other day. He was like, nobody dresses up. You ever notice nobody dresses up anymore? Don't dress up. I got brand new suit clothes that I'm waiting to wear. I gotta order me some shoes, That's not gonna hurt my feet. But yeah, we're gonna get back to that. We gotta start, ruling and presiding over things. And my question the other day was, okay, since females out here on these abusive sites be saying black men are useless, we conquered, we destroyed, we some slaves, whoop-de. I bet. I'll be that. But I also have the ability to not be that. So if I can encourage my other brothers out here to also not be that, and we're gonna have a conglomeration of black males is, you know, not being that negative thing that people say we are, which is nothing. I want us to break free of the nothingism. You a nothing Negro. Forget that. That's a curse. It was black males that did a whole bunch of, you know, dying for our women all the way up until 1962 when feminism kicked in. Okay? We protected our women. We did that. And our ladies were just that. Yeah, they had a couple of ways with them, but that's what happened when you been through freaking slavery and you seen your mama and your grandmama get whipped and picking cotton and junk. Okay, you're gonna be kind of messed up in the head a little bit, but we was all messed up in the head. But we knew our places. The women knew they should be at our side doing what they needed to do, and the men knew they should be doing what they needed to do, and we did not interfere in each other's jobs until feminism. No way in hell I'm gonna bust up in the women's meeting when all the ladies was at the house in 1955. You know, they all got their little frilly dresses on and their hats and their junk and they sipping their little tea and eating a little, you know, tea cake. And they having little feminine conversations. And I'm just passing through. I'm staying up out of it. Whack, that's that feminine business. I'm gonna let them handle their feminine business. What the hell I got to do with that? As long as my wife in there doing what she got to do, they in there having a good time. Boom, I'm out. I'm outside. Let me go work on my magnet engine. Let me go work on this robot turret so we can snipe these enemies from another country. Let me go work on that. You understand? We did not interfere in each other's businesses. Now, was it saying we against you? No. You let women be women. You let men be men. The men over there, what they doing? They fixing cars. Oh Lord, let them do that. What the women over there doing? They making cake. Oh Lord, I can't wait to taste that. Let me see. But what we doing? We all in each other's business, and it's not even productive. Let me see who's in the comments. Got Queen Common Sense. She says fire. Ha, bet. K-Cell says real talk, my bro. Give me the fist bump. Bet. Queen Common Sense says salute. Good to see you. Thank you, ma'am. Good to see you. K-Cell says you damn right, man. Fist bump again. Greetings from the Bahamas. Hosanna Iyam. Glad to see you. K-Cell says, I probably should not say this, but I had to let one of my sister's boyfriends know when they're not so good with. Exactly. You got to check these fools. You got to check them. Because if you do not check these dudes at the door when it used to be your sister never left the house. I'm not saying she never could leave the house, but if she did leave the house, your brother or your dad was somewhere close by. Why? Because niggas is afoot. Always searching for one of these loose females. And you know, a lot of times females be in their emotions. They be low self-esteem. And all it takes is one of these goofy, slimy Negroes to come in there with his nice smell good and his hair slicked to the side back in the day, and he got a freaking suit and a tie on and his junk. And he's spitting that whoopity whoopity wop wop. All of a sudden, your sister's somewhere alone doing some junk she don't need to be doing. Now you gotta send her down south because, you know, she got that baby bump. And back then, we wasn't playing that single parenting nonsense, so they sent you to grandma's house. Okay? There's no shame anymore. And I say, I'm not picking on females, I'm not. But I'm like, okay, y'all got power when it comes to the sexual relationship because we can't get that without your permission. Okay? We control the marital relationship because, you know, You can't make us marry you. You understand? So if we're both in control of those things, then why are we having such a hard time with it when we could just make the best decision? You understand? If women would be like, you know what? I'm done sucking off with these random Negroes and whoever else. I'm gonna just stay away from that and deal with my urges and desires in a non human contact way, if you will. Trying to keep it PG. You can go to the store and get a couple of items and take care of that, if you will. Okay. All it is a feeling. You don't need a dude to take care of the feeling. I know sometimes them things can cause you to be numb and whatever to human contact, but you don't got to go overboard like the Caucasians be doing. No, just do enough to get you, where you need to be, and boom, you keep your numbers low or zero, and you get what you need. Okay. Now with that comes what? You're not gonna have these dudes banging down your door. You're not. And if you do have one banging down your door, he's probably super serious, because if you're not passing him, no sexual nothing, and he's still there, then obviously he must be the one. If he willing to wait that long. We need to get back to the old ways. We do. We need to get back to the old ways, man. People talking about old school is whack. Okay, well, bet. There would be no new school without the old school. Last time I checked, people in the old school were smarter. People in the new school, dumb as hell. So which one better? I don't know. I'd rather be smart. I would much rather be smart. I like old books. I remember when Matt was kind of close to being real, because the Matt they teach us in school is fake. It's not the real Matt. There's something wrong with it. But anyway, we need to get back to the old ways. There was no way you could get to somebody's daughter without facing brothers and father. Then you get through them, you gotta make mama happy a little bit. Does mama like you? You understand? You done arm wrestled with the brother. He deemed you worthy, and then you went with the dad in the backyard to see if you can name all the car parts and junk, so he can make sure you're not some worthless Negro traveling somewhere with his daughter, and you can't fix the car if it breaks down. Like, the hell? You make it through that. Now let's see if you can make it through mama. Mama's like, okay, well, bet. How is your emotional clarity? How do you fare with, your emotional intelligence? Do you know how to comfort, females during certain times and whatever? Are you a Neanderthal? Are you going to be properly sensitive to my baby? You understand? We got to make it through those gauntlets, but there is no gauntlet anymore. It's just your mama at a house by herself, and you just out doing whatever with whoever. That's basically how we grew up. There is no rules with dating. We think dating is, you hopping from one, thing to another. That's not dating at all. It's not. It's not. Dating has nothing to do with sexual interaction. It has nothing to do with that. Dating is us going through questions, testing each other's mental abilities, testing the things we know, our experiences, comparing and contrasting, okay? Going out, seeing how we function in public. Yeah, the woman got the shape you want. All right, bet. And the woman looking at you, she checking your junk out. We all know that. Okay, we know that. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: the compatibility. What are you willing to take? What are you willing to not take? Okay. Some would say you cannot find those things out unless you be with the person in a personal setting. That is debatable. that is debatable. People say, well, how are you going to find out if you like the person and they got what you need unless you try them out? Well, it used to be a thing called show and tell. Just don't touch. There used to be a thing called that. I mean, there's that. But I can guarantee you, you know, it was not much disappointment. Okay? Back in the days, people had what they had, and people knew what they knew. We got to get back to being men again. We have to get back to being women again. The females we got out here are not women. Those are some imposters. They make women look bad. Doja Cat, freaking Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Super Yuck, Cardi B, And that's another thing. If you're a woman, why would you name yourself a stallion when a stallion is a male horse? Mare is a female horse. Can't be Megan the Mayor. What kind of crap is that? I think that was strategic. You know. KCL says accountability is out the door these days on both sides, male and female. Exactly. Dudes, they do the same things their mothers did. And that's bad. You can't blame the dude. The only thing we can blame the men for is not being there. But then again, they were single mother too. So they felt like there was no purpose for them to be around in the first place. You raise a dude around no men all his life. Do you think he's really going to see a purpose in being around? He had no male leadership. He was just around some hood niggas in the hood, just being worthless and nothing. Okay? You around your mama 24/7. She out here bringing dudes in one after one after one after one, after she get off her stripper job. All right? I know some single personally, and it's really like that. Okay? And if it's not a bunch of dudes around all the time, the kids just in the house alone. Or they just roaming the streets. Okay? I grew up and I lived as an adult in hoods, and I seen just little babies just roaming the hood with peppers on and freaking pull-ups and pacifiers and junk. And a giant bag of damn chips with no shoes on in the hood. Just walking around. Just like Dave Chappelle said, he went in the hood in his limo and he look over and he see a baby on the corner. Literally, it be babies on the corner. Mama, she hop out the janky Mercedes Benz they got out of an auction that got a tail light missing or a dent in the side. Okay. You hop out the broke Mercedes Benz and your baby's outside with Pampers and no shoes on, no shirts, looking nasty. But you just got the $300 blonde weave with that silky weave that looked like real hair. But your natural hair don't look like that. Crap out of here. I've been security at clubs for years, and I would see females lead their kids in the car while they go in and drink and do whatever the hell. You sipping and slurping and smoking and bopping and vibing and junk, but your kids outside talking to us. Can you bring me some chicken, my dude? Mama in there. I want to see my mama. Is you going to get my mama? Can you get me some drink? I'm thirsty. Man, can you come out here and get your kid and go home? Crap out of here, man. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm done. It's like the older I get, it's like I got no tolerance for the foolery no more. It's like, people be like, you can't judge. You can't say who. This is the reason why our society, our black society, is freaking trash, because everybody talking about, oh, it's none of my business. They can do what they want to. It's none of my business. But then when the foolery that they doing starts to affect you, okay, well, don't complain then. Little kid up the street, always being horrible. You didn't check that little kid when he was little. Now he's shooting up the neighborhood. Bullets hit your car. But don't judge, though. Most High said that that's a command. We're supposed to judge our brothers and sisters. The ones you do not want to judge you is the Most High, if you believe in that. I would rather be judged by my brothers and sisters than to be judged by the Most High. Like, what kind of idiot nonsense? I don't get it, man. My brother judging me is going to be far better than the Most High judging me, because after I get judged by the Most High, there is no more chances for me. I'm done. I don't get another do-over. I get another chance down here. You ever saying? K-Sell says, we males catch it worse. Mr. Black says, hit the like button. Thank you. What is that? Hold on. Talk Black to Me podcast. I'm always late. I be missing the alerts. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you too. Glad you're here. Michelle says, my dad would just show up to my elementary school wearing a suit and a tie. Exactly. I felt slightly embarrassed because none of my other classmates' fathers showed up. That alone speaks volumes. Okay, my kids, they had friends in school, and I would come to the school sometime with my uniform on. They'd be like, "Yo, who the hell is that?" They'd be like, "That's my dad." They'd be like, "Why he look like a superhero evil warlord?" My kids was like, "Cause my dad is a superhero evil warlord." That's literally what they would say. Okay, my kids, that's the life they lived, and they was like, "Yo, can we talk to your dad?" And it was like, "Yeah." One day I get a call, and it's my kids' friends. They on the phone. I'm like, "What in the hell?" "Dude, hey, your son said we could talk to you." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, bet. What's going on, man? How you feeling?" I just need some advice." "Advice? Really? From a strange man?" "Well, you're not strange. We know you good. Your kid's good." Look at that. But this is my point. Fathers are not popular. If you a dad and you care about your kids and you around with them every day, whether you with the mama or not, that's rare. That's like seeing a white zebra. You rarely ever see that. They exist. You rarely ever see that. Since fatherhood has been basically outlawed, kids think it's weird to have a dad. And that's exactly my point. This should not be weird. Being a father should not be weird. Being proper and properly masculine should not be weird. They tried to straight up make being a man illegal. with that whole what was it, toxic masculinity bullcrap, and it was two Caucasian homos that came up with that nonsense. You ought to know that black male masculinity is the pattern for all masculine males on the planet, and that comes straight up out of Africa. Okay, we all know that. They don't like to admit it, but it's true. Michelle said she feels slightly embarrassed because none of her classmates had fathers. And that's sad. That's sad. My kids had that same experience. KCL says, I have a big thing within myself as to what I care about, what the next person, people think about me, because it does not project the person I am at heart. In come the term of judging a book by its cover. Right. KCL, to all those in the live chat, thank you for being here to hear my brother. Thank you for that, sir. Queen Common Sense. I think that's Namaste Crown. Bless up. She said, same here, Michelle. I was teased because my parents were put together and polished. Right. They would say stuff like, oh, your mom and dad went to church. They got church shoes on. Look at your dad's socks. He was praising the Lord. He was clapping chicken hands. Do your daddy have lotion on his chicken hands clapping for the Lord? My response would be, do you have a daddy, my dude? You can't say that, my dude. You can't say that. You got no daddy either. Exactly. My daddy a crackhead. But at least I know where my daddy is. Where your daddy? Oh, your daddy is over at his house. At your other classmate's house. We all know your daddy likes somebody else's mama in the class. How ghetto was that? Your daddy gonna be at the bus stop for somebody else's kid. You whack. But that's how it be though. KCL says, they both know I always had all sides. The narrative changed after the year 1999 in the possessive music industry, as well as